can fluctuate during winter and summers.
Okay. Is there any way to like stop that, or is it
Move
just
different numbers of troops in different locations.
okay?
Like I split them up so they're not suffering attrition anymore.
Okay.
All right, we have our diplomats are doing nothing.
Okay.
Um, if you go back to your production interface, and there's a little dove tab.
Okay. The diplomacy? Yeah.
Yeah. This is basically a macro thing for figuring out who will accept certain things and who will do stuff. We're generally gonna put them on improve relations. So I'm gonna put one in neighboring countries and one in subject countries.
Okay.
I'm also gonna ally Lithuania.
Okay. Don't we eventually want to take Lithuania though?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a certain amount of time that has to pass, and it's a percent chance, and it usually happens. No, is it? No, it's a percent chance of whether the AI will take it or not. I think it's a 70-30. And there's generally a ways to prevent it.
Royal marriage. Lord of Lithuania wishes to enter royal marriage with one of your sovereign lord's dependents. This will bring our two countries close together. Having two royal marriages offers the following effect on Poland. Year literacy 20 improved relation. Are we gonna do this?
Yeah.
Okay.
You generally want to do royal marriages with your allies if you want them to be a long-term ally.
We want Lithuania to be a long-term ally.
We're going to say yes.
Okay.
Because unless we have to forcibly fight them, we want them as an ally.
Okay.
As I was explaining before, combat with is the amount of troops you can have in either the front line or the back line of an engagement. In general, you want a bunch of infantry and then a couple pieces of cavalry to flank it.
Okay.
But you really never control how it's going to happen, how they're going to deploy. They just naturally deploy that way, or not deploy that way. Yeah, they added a few new things, which is now trying to pay attention to. Why do we have corruption? Oh, legitimate that. Okay. Oh, France and England are at war. Turning off a couple forts to reduce maintenance.
Death. Okay, so the death of Walid on the third on the battlefield split the union between Poland and Hungary and left Poland in interregnum. His brother Curzing, the Grand Duke of Lithuania, was asked by Polish nobility to assume the throne, and their but found their conditions unacceptable. In 1447, 3 years after negotiations, Casimir was finally crowned king of Poland on his own terms and ruled both kingdoms as a union. So, do I say appoint the noble or do I do the Jagiellon?
We want the Jagalian.
Okay. Do I need to read all this or no? Yeah.
Nope, you
I
formed a
don't know.
personal union. Now we have Lithuania as a junior vassal. And now we're electric monarchy, which means we will always have an heir. We just won't know who that heir is going to be.
Okay.
This makes sense in a little bit. This other countries can support their heir in our country, depending on how much we like them, royal marriage, alliance, bunch of other modifiers. They can have a percent chance to gain a point per month. The person with the most points at the end of by the time the king dies results in that being the heir.
Okay. How do we attack somebody? Are we ready to do that yet?
We are waiting for one more unit to be produced in no tech. We have become a great power.
No longer considered a great power.
Lithuania is no longer considered a great power.
Oh.
So, because we took over Lithuania, who was a great power, we are now a great power. Alright, so we're going to attack the Teutonic Order. Teutonic Order is only allied with the Livonian Order. We cannot call Pomerania in to this war because we don't have enough favors.
Okay. I thought that's why we aligned with Pomerania.
It is. Alright, if you right-click Pomerania, it'll show you the diplomatic screen for him. There's 3 tabs. There's above Declare War, which is diplomatic actions, opinions that Pomerania has, and diplomatic feedback. Diplomatic feedback is the important one for determining whether they'll go to war or not. Trust. You always want lots of trust. More trust means they have more reasons to go to war, to aid you in war. Favors. They have to. If you have 10 favors, you can call them into war.
Okay.
Otherwise, so yeah, 10 favors, you can declare them in war. Otherwise, they have to have a reason to attack. So if we right-click the Teutonic Order and go into Show Diplomatic Actions, we can declare war on them, which is in a big red button.
Yes.
We select that. So hold on, let me see this one. Yeah. We select that button. It'll give us the Declare War screen. You're in that?
Yes, I am in the Declare War screen.
Alright, so our Casus Belli, what we want to do, we have a Conquest one against them, we have Humiliate Rival. When you have a rival, you always have the Humiliate Rival option.
Okay.
If you hover over this, take Calm or take the capital, it'll tell you how much aggressive expansion, prestige, and costs you'll get for certain actions when you do a peace deal.
Okay.
On the bottom, you have who will be in war and who can possibly be in this war. Livonian Order has a check mark next to it, a checkbox, and then a check mark.
Yep.
The checkbox means we want to take land from the Livonian Order. We don't want to take anything from the Livonian Order, so we're just going to leave that alone. That would also mean anyone allied with the Livonian Order could be called into our war.
Okay.
So we just want to fight the Livonian Order and the Teutonic Order. so we're not going to check anything there. The green check mark means there's a green check mark or red X. The green check mark means they will likely fall into war.
Okay.
The X means they don't. They have more reasons not to join the war. If you hover over the check mark, you'll see the reasons.
Yeah, so they would go into war, but...
Alright, so
Yeah.
call allies. We have Macedonia, Lithuania, and Moldavia with a check mark on them.
Yep.
But they're all grayed out. Because they are our vassals, they have to join our war.
Okay.
There is, I think, a button in the subjects tab that allows you to not call them into war for bigger favors. Now with Pomerania, they'll usually be in, like, if you hover over the question mark hand option.
Yeah.
The hand option will tell you the reasons they don't want to go over to war. They'll usually have an X or a hand or a check mark.
Yeah, they say they don't want to go to war because it's negative.
Right now we're calling them in because if they want on favors, they won't go to war for it because we don't have enough favors. But if you click the because it has the hand icon, they might be willing to take land. So if you click the speech bubble, so instead of favors, we're promising them land.
So, okay, yeah, and it said that changed to they will most likely accept.
Yeah. Do you want to call in Pomerania and promise a piece of land? Which will probably be Danzig, Tuchel, or Neumark. I don't mind giving them Neumark.
I don't mind giving him Neumark.
But we want Danzig.
Yeah.
So do you want to call him in a war?
Should we?
I'm letting this decision up to you.
No.
So if you wanted to call him in the war, you would check mark the thing in the middle.
Yep.
Since you don't want to call him into war, we are just gonna. So we should have Conquest of Calm checked or selected as a Casus Belli, because that's what we want. And then we're just gonna press confirm.
And then Humiliate Rifle is take capital Marienburg.
That means all we're gonna do is fight them, and we get the most points for taking control of Marienburg.
Okay, so
yeah, it's if you just want power projecting, it's a good option, but we want land, so it's not a good option.
Okay.
Okay, we have declared war. Select you guys. Oh, we have one more guy being built in Notech, but that doesn't matter. So now we can, if you select the little dove in your map choices, you'll see who we hate. So you'll have green, light green, and then light blue at the moment. Right now we can walk into the Teutonic Order with any number of our units. The Teutonic Order have a fort in Tuchel, a fort in Marienburg, a fort in Rode, and a fort in Königsberg. Forts prevent us from really progressing. So we want to take all the 3 forts here. So we got to send at least an army there. The fort level means if you select the province, we'll tell you how many troops you basically need, 3 times the number. So a level 2 fort will cost you'll need at least 6 on there. So we'll send the army in Notech to Tuchel. I'm going to split the army in... Actually, hold on. So we now have a little shield at the bottom. because you declared war.
Okay.
Every war you are currently involved in will have a shield down there.
Okay.
The number under the shield represents who's winning, basically. At this current point, no one's winning, so it's at 0. Negative red number would mean the enemy's winning. Positive green number would mean we are winning. The little horse thing, the little green circle next to it, means how willing the enemy is willing to continue the fight.
Okay.
I'm going to check something really quickly. Teutonic Order. Well, that's not what I wanted. Teutonic Order has 12,000 men. So we are not going to... Well, we're going to split... I'm still going to split the army. Send. If you select an army and hover over a province, it'll tell you whether you can enter the province or not. I'm sending one piece of our army to Osterode and the other half to Culm. We want to control Culm because that's the war objective, and that'll get us a ticking war score.
Okay.
If you select the select the war, which is the little symbol, the little shield at the bottom. There's a little slider with 0% on it, which also is where the number generally is. If there's a war goal, the little like dash to the right, to the far right of that, will tell you what your war goal is, or how much you can get for the war goal. Our war goal is currently to take Culm. Alright, we're going to unpause. Livonian Order have honored their pact. You can also see that our vassals in Mosovia and Moldova have begun to move. Also, Lithuania has begun to move its armies. We can't control them for the most part.
What? My king Lithuanian nobles have risen up in Tereke. More nobles are dissatisfied with their monarch, usually due to liberal reforms. They field professional troops with a large proportion of cavalry.
Yeah. So rebels have popped up in Turkey, which is to the right of the Teutonic Order. We are going to ignore them because sometimes the AI likes to go fight them. Our enemy AI.
Okay.
And also, the AI likes to fight them, which could also mean RN. Okay. Yeah, so our allied AI will likely fight them, and our enemy AI will likely fight them. It's only 7 troops, so Lithuania would either fight them or the Teutonic Order would fight them. Now we have taken Culm.
Okay.
Alright, I'm going to pause this. Do you have little things on the top right that just appeared?
I have Age of Discovery.
Under the name Poland, you see these little flat like banners.
Looming Disaster.
Yeah.
Oh, I have military access from Venice. If we do not respond, it'll be auto decline, and Manutua wants military access. No?
If you want to deny them, you can easily right-click them. If you want to accept them, you left-click and it'll pop up something. You can accept it, or Venice and Mantua are in Italy.
Yeah.
So it is. This doesn't occupy anything for us. You can accept or decline however you feel like, because it is.
I'm gonna decline.
All right.
So do I left click it?
Right click it to easily decline. Left click will pop up the option of whether you want to have it or not have it. These are just reminders that we can get them.
Okay.
All right, so we have Looming Disaster, which is the red banner, which is the aristocratic coup.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can deal with that. Nope, we need a couple more months before we can deal with that. But anyways, in general,